tonight. He's Newfoundland and Labrador's longest serving MHA, and after 28 years, he's saying goodbye.
Shocking news today at the House of Assembly. Minister Tom Osborne is retiring.
My constituents have been loyal and supportive, and they are the reason I'm here.
I'm Lazarenko, and I will bring you that story.
I can't believe it. You know, it's so peaceful, so green. What they go through. Every soldier inside has an earning to do his job. It means a lot. Too much.
One step closer to bringing an unknown soldier home to rest. We return to France for more of today's ceremonies ahead of tomorrow's repatriation.
I'm calling Connors in Isle of View tonight, where a whole community on the West Coast comes together in honor of one little girl. I'll have all the details. That's for you tonight on Here and Now.
This is CBC Here and Now.
Good evening and welcome to Here and Now. Let's get to our top story. A surprise announcement in local politics today. Health Minister Tom Osborne called reporters to the House of Assembly this afternoon to announce he's stepping down after nearly 3 decades as an MHA. The CBC's Arlette Lazarenko was there.
It's a secret Tom Osborne has been keeping since March. The Premier was the only other person to know that Osborne is ready for a new chapter.
I am announcing that I'm planning to retire. I'm going to try not to get emotional. It wasn't a decision made easy or lightly. I've had lots of opportunity to do other things over the years, but you have to retire from politics sometime. And 28 and a half years in, one of the things that I'm grateful for is that I'm able to retire knowing that I worked hard representing the people of the province.
Well, I'm Tom Osborne. I'm running for the PCs.
Osborne is the longest-serving member of the House, a cabinet member for the Liberals and the PCs, a minister for education, finance, justice, and health. He says when there was a fire, he was the guy called to put it out.
But having said that...
But you're not ruling out the fact that people could be fired?
Absolutely. I mean, you know, I've always been motivated by the tougher roles. Never get stressed by it. In fact, it's motivating and invigorating to be given some of those tough roles and try to bring about improvement.
Osborne says one of those tough roles is the one he's leaving as Minister of Health.
We haven't fixed everything in health. There are still challenges, but I think healthcare is in a much better position today than it was 2 years ago. And again, the staff in the department have done a phenomenal job working through the transformation. The Premier has a vision for improved healthcare in the province. He commissioned the Health Accord NL, which is a roadmap to fixing healthcare in the province. And he is absolutely dedicated and focused, so I know that healthcare will continue to improve with the staff in the department, with the Premier's focus on improving healthcare.
And even though he's leaving politics, Osborne toed the party line today on issues still facing the province.
I have great confidence in our Premier. A challenge that has been decades is redress on the Upper Churchill. And he is the only person I trust to see that through.
Minister Osborne will not leave the House and the Health Department just yet. He plans to stay at least until July.
Some semblance of normalcy.
The minister was very emotional today, and he doesn't know yet what he's going to plan next, but he said he got a lot of support, and he's going to spend the next few days calling up his colleagues, telling them the news. Arlette Lazarenko, CBC News, St. John's.
Well, the Nunatsiavut government is applauding a recent report on Indigenous identity prepared for Memorial University. The independent report is an attempt to weed out false Indigenous claims. First Peoples Group was hired to consult with Indigenous groups and make recommendations on future identity policy. That process angered the Nunatsiavut Community Council, which called the report biased. But in a statement today, the leader of Nunatsiavut says he supports the findings. President Johannes Lamp says, quote, "This report not only serves as a testament to MUN's dedication to fostering an inclusive and culturally diverse environment, but also underscores its commitment to reconciliation with the legitimate Indigenous peoples in Newfoundland and Labrador. We encourage MUN to accept and implement the recommendations contained in this report." Well, St. John's man who pleaded guilty to slapping a teenage girl will not serve jail time. John Canning got into a fight with 3 Mary Brown's workers outside the restaurant on Torbay Road in May of 2022. Now, Canning has received a suspended sentence with probation for 1 year. The 3 young women testified that Canning used a racial slur and slapped the complainant, but a provincial court judge decided the man did not commit a hate crime. Tomorrow will be a significant day in the province's long and storied military history. The unknown soldier from the Royal Newfoundland Regiment will get a hero's welcome as he arrives home for the first time in a century. Heather Gillis brings us this report from Beaumont-Hamel, France.
Here lies a soldier of the Great War, known unto God. Let us remember. In Sinogama, all my relations.
Private Percival Sims, St. Anthony, Newfoundland, age 25. We will remember him.
At the Ankara British Cemetery, their names live on. Today, members of the delegation in France remember the dead from the Royal Newfoundland Regiment out loud.
A soldier of the Great War, Royal Newfoundland Regiment, known only unto God. We will remember him.
At Goudencourt, another site along the Trail of the Caribou, Berkeley Lawrence, soon to be the Royal Canadian Legion's president, remembered his grandfather, carrying the ID tag of Stephen Lawrence, wounded for a second time on this very ground.
Me being the oldest grandson, I got it. So it's been with me ever since.
Lawrence and his family have a strong military history, and he stood over an unknown soldier before, in Ottawa.
So I stood around that soldier's casket while he was lying in state. And they buried him in Ottawa. Many, many years later, when I retired, I went to France and I stood in the graveyard at his tomb where he was interred. And now where the headstone says that the soldier formerly interned here is now resting in Ottawa. So fast forward, here we are doing it again. I don't know how many other people have done that, but I'm going to get to do both.
Meanwhile, the anticipation is building for tomorrow's ceremony for provincial officials.
How significant will tomorrow be for you?
It'll be a very emotional day. Just to be a part of this. I've been a politician and involved in politics for 10 years, but I don't think, politics now, post-politics, that I'll ever take part in a project so significant as this one. And it's just a true honor to have the opportunity to be here.
Meanwhile, preparations are ongoing here at Beaumont-Hamel for tomorrow's transfer ceremony. Significant because it's the second time in Canadian history an unknown soldier will be repatriated, and that's a first for the Commonwealth. So here's what's going to happen. French soldiers are going to bring the unknown soldier along this pathway to here, underneath the Caribou, where he'll be handed off to members of the military from Newfoundland. They will take the soldier, load him into a hearse, which will go to the airport in Lille, about an hour and a half from here. Then there will be another ceremony at the airport. After falling here somewhere in the battlefields of northern France, the soldier will finally touch down tomorrow evening in St. John's to a hero's welcome home. There'll be a ramp ceremony when he exits the airplane, and then he'll be loaded into a hearse again and taken past places he once was. His regiment will be waiting for him in Pleasantville, outside the garrison, for that hero's welcome home, and an honor All of this, of course, before his full military funeral on Memorial Day, July 1st. Heather Gillis, CBC News, Beaumont-Hamel, France.
Well, the plane is scheduled to touch down tomorrow evening around 7 p.m. and members of the military will receive the remains in a silent service. The public is invited to line the streets as the hearse makes the journey through St. John's, down Torbay Road, onto Newfoundland Drive and towards Pleasantville. That's where Newfoundland Regiment soldiers once trained. And from there, it's up Kingsbridge Road, heading downtown, passing the National War Memorial and the Sergeant's Memorial on Church Hill, then on through Rollins Cross and up Harvey Road, past the CLB Armory, another site of significance. That's where many men enlisted in the war. And finally on to Parade Street, passing RNC headquarters. The remains will be held at an undisclosed location until the soldier lies in state at the Confederation Building next month before being brought to his tomb at the National War Memorial, his final resting place on Memorial Day.
Well, the weather today, a little bit wet across a good chunk of the island this afternoon. Most of that heaviest rain anyway has moved offshore, but we do have some cold air at play up across portions of Labrador. This is going to sink south as we head through tonight. In fact, quite a bit of Labrador will see some snow through the overnight. Now, as far as the rain has been falling, we've got about 37 millimeters of rain in Kings Cove recorded, Bonavista 31.2. And really anywhere from Stephenville through to Bishop's Falls, you're seeing anywhere from 18 to 27 millimeters of rain, and about 10 has fallen in St. John's today. Taking a look at what's happening visibility-wise, along the south coast of the island, we are seeing a little bit of fog, and that will generally continue as we see the southerly flow through the overnight and into tomorrow. Like I said, the heaviest rain has moved offshore, but there are some heavy pockets of showers moving towards the west coast, and some of these have some embedded thunderstorms. We'll talk about that when I come back.
Thanks, Ashley. Well, portions of the Outer Ring Road will be closed for an annual cleanup this weekend. On Sunday, the Outer Ring Road from Kenmount to Logie Bay Road will be closed from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. The Environment Minister says even though the amount of waste collected has gone down over the years, there is still much more work to be done.
It's important that individuals that traverse the road, especially the Outer Ring Road, is one of our major roads in this province. Tourists would be on that road, and it's just unsightly to see the waste on the side of the road after the winter season. And we've seen an improvement, as I've said, which is great news. And I encourage the general public to, if you see someone not securing their load correctly, make sure you let us know, let the government know, or the RNC or RCMP know. It's very important for safety of the people that are traveling behind that vehicle, but also to make sure that our roadways are clean and pristine, which is what we're known for in this province.
PAL Airlines could soon be operating flights for Air Canada in the United States. The Newfoundland-based company says it's in the process of seeking regulatory approval to provide scheduled service to the U.S. That will give Air Canada maximum flexibility to deploy PAL planes and meet their scheduling needs. Well, for one day a year, Deer Lake is known as the town of I Love You. It's in honor of a little girl who passed away from cancer. Isla's parents want to help other families facing life-threatening conditions, and as Here and Now's Colleen Connors reports, their foundation has grown beyond what they thought possible.
Welcome to I Love You. Signs, banners, and balloons are plastered all over town. Isla's short smile shining through the posters.
Today is about spreading love and kindness to everybody in our community and across the island.
I Love You Day is a celebration of Isla, who died at the age of 3 from neuroblastoma. Her parents witnessed how difficult it could be when your child is sick. Appointments, travel, long stays at hospital. So they wanted to raise money and help other children who were in similar situations.
And I find sometimes at the beginning, families get a lot of support at the beginning, during it, but they don't realize how long the treatment goes on, and that's where we can step in.
I'll do the second one.
I Love You Day is a massive fundraiser with 3 community breakfasts across the town and a large-scale craft market. Merchandise and homemade baked goods are for sale. with vendors giving some of what they've earned.
So I have the I Love You hearts. They're $5 each, and 50% of the proceeds are going to be donated back to the foundation. They're lovely. They do so much for so many wonderful families, and I just wanted to do anything that I could to support.
How many families have you helped, do you think?
Approximately, like at least about 125 children, at least that many, and we've helped with over $450,000.
So we're getting close to $500,000, which is exciting for us.
Very exciting.
Yeah.
Well, the day concludes with a huge carnival here at a gymnasium in town where over 300 kids come to play games and have lots of fun. The Short family's goal is to make the I Love You Foundation a provincial-wide foundation and see events like this happening all over the province. Colleen Connors, CBC News. I Love You.
Well, shifting to sports news now, the Memorial Cup kicks off tonight, and 2 Newfoundland players will be there competing for the top prize in Canadian junior hockey. Goalie Riley Mercer of Bay Roberts and defenseman Mateo Rotondo of St. John's won the Quebec Maritimes Junior Hockey League Championship last week. That secured their ticket to play for the Memorial Cup against the other top teams in the Canadian Hockey League. Mercer says there has been plenty of support from his home province.
An abundance of support from back home, and even in my dad's hometown in Island Cove, they put me on the town sign there, and it's just special to know everyone back home is watching and supporting. Even a few people who still like working hard. This is fishing season now, and they even take the time to text when they're so busy, so it's greatly appreciated.
Good luck to them both. Well, the Newfoundland Rogues didn't go out on a high this season, but fans did get one wish. Yeah, that's fans at the Mary Brown Centre chanting MVP for Rogues star Armani Chaney. And this week, the Basketball Super League turned those chants into reality. The league named Chaney the most valuable player this season. Number 0 averaged 30 points per game and is the highest scorer ever in the new BSL. Major menu overhaul, a complete transformation in the decor, but the same social enterprise. The Hungry Heart Cafe is now Stella's Brasserie, and we'll take you inside coming up.
Well, we've got some showers and some thunderstorms on the go for parts of the West Coast. I'll tell you how long that's going to last, what the weekend looks like when I come back.
This weather update is brought to you by the Healthcare Foundation Home Lottery. The absolute final deadline is midnight Friday, June 7th. Order tickets now at hcfhomelottery.ca.
All right, Ashley, it is weekend time, and I am looking forward to getting the details to see how this weekend is shaping up. I'm really hoping to be able to do something outdoors tomorrow.
Yeah, there's a chance you might be able to. Actually, the forecast's looking a little better than it did a little earlier this week, which is good news. But we do have a little bit of rain to get through before we get there. So let's take a look at where we sat today. Temperatures finally up to 10 degrees in St. John's. It did take a while. Most of the day we were sitting in the single digits. Top spot again, Stephenville, 18 degrees this afternoon. And really depends on where you are and where your winds are blowing. 8 degrees in Burgeo today, but you head up across Labrador, temperatures into the single digits, and Lab City sitting at about plus 10 right now this afternoon. Area of low pressure still affecting us. That's what's leading to all of this unsettled weather. Most of the heaviest rain for the Avalon has moved offshore, but there's a few thunderstorms on the go. You can really see the popcorn likeness of the cloud cover on the west coast here. So these do have some embedded lightning, some embedded thunderstorms, and they are heading, it looks like just a little bit to the northeast at the moment. So areas like Trout River, you're likely going to hear a few rumbles of thunder. Lark Harbor, you more than likely are as well. And over the next couple of hours, you can expect that. When these do roll through, the showers will be relatively heavy, but they are moving fairly quickly. As far as eastern Newfoundland is considered concerned, we've got, like I said, most of those showers offshore, a few showers popping up now for the Canagra Peninsula, headed towards the northern portion of the Burin Peninsula. And again, we're just looking at the chances of some showers continuing through a good chunk of tonight. Now, since that rain has moved through, Stephenville dropped down to 15 degrees, still at 10. Now at 10, I should say, for St. John's. Twillingate, you're still hovering around in the single digits, around 7 degrees. And we're down to about +1 in Makkovik. That's where we're seeing some flurries, or did see some flurries today. Really, the northern portion of Labrador has been fairly chilly, and we're going to continue to see that chance of some snow tonight. Same thing for western portions of Labrador and even through central. You may see some in the mix. And then another round of showers expected to move through as we head towards the early morning hours for the west coast and then through parts of central as well. So it's going to be a bit of an unsettled night tonight. Temperatures dipping not too much from where you are now. Single digits, just barely above zero for the northern peninsula. However, anywhere from 5 to 10 degrees for the rest of the island. And then Labrador, again, you're still going to be chilly tonight. 0 to about +2 will be the overnight low. And again, you're looking at that potential for snow. That's not going away tomorrow either as the temperatures hang around. However, I do think we'll see a bit more rain in the mix through the day, or at least at times, up across portions of Labrador. And that will be the story across the island. The area of low pressure will be affecting us all through the day. Northern Peninsula, West Coast, really all along the northeast coast, looking at that chance of showers. But as we head into the afternoon, depending on where this area of low pressure sets up, parts of the Avalon could see some sun tomorrow. And we are in southerly flow, which is bringing some mild temperatures as well. So we could be seeing temperatures, daytime highs in the mid to upper teens tomorrow afternoon. And depending on how much sun we see, we may see temperatures even warmer than that. Now, the northern peninsula, you are going to tap into some much colder air through the overnight. You could see some snow associated with this one as well. And that will be the story along the northeast coast as the day goes on. As far as snowfall accumulation is concerned through Saturday, this is what we're talking about 2 to 5 centimeters max, I'd say. Areas in higher elevation may see them see a bit more than that. But as far as rain goes, generally looking at another 5 to 10 millimeters possible. Now areas through central may pick up closer to 10 to 20 millimeters of rain. And our temperatures tomorrow, look, 17 to 18 degrees. That's what I have in the forecast for tomorrow. Now, that's assuming we see some sun. If we don't, we may see temperatures a little cooler than that. And in onshore flow along the southern portions of the Avalon, temperatures around 10 degrees. Anywhere from 10 to 12 for the west coast, northern peninsula, along the northeast coast and the south coast. You're looking at temperatures in the single digits. That's the story across Labrador as well. Really, most are sitting in the single digits again with that chance of some flurries in the mix. Should fall as showers, so for Central and Southeast. We'll talk about the rest of the weekend forecast when I come back.
Beef tartare, tomato tartine, cod croquettes. The menu at what was Hungry Heart Cafe here in Rawlins Cross in St. John's has had a complete overhaul, and so has the space. This is now Stella's Brasserie, and joining me now is Chef Katie Mullally Walters. So first of all, let's talk about this spread that we have in front of us here. What have you made?
Yeah, so I gave you a couple dishes from the menu just so you get a sneak peek. So here is our tomato tartare. Done on our Georgetown Bakery baguette that we pick up every morning. Right here is a scallop and pork belly dish. So we have lovely Atlantic scallops, pork belly that's been brined, braised, and then roasted, some lovely mushrooms, and a little bit of a carrot ginger puree underneath, and then some scallions on top. Here we have our freshly done every day, our in-house brioche roll with some whipped butter. That's from our pastry chef. And then this last dish here is our tuna crudo. So it's yellowfin tuna, done in a beautiful citrus soy vinaigrette. And then on top we have jalapeno for a little bit of spice, orange, and some wonton crisps for just a little bit of texture on the dish.
This is a really big change to what you were doing before. You've gone from like an afternoon menu to like an evening menu. Can you talk about how you put this all together?
Well, basically with the help from Sam Design, we were able to, and a lot of our partners and friends, we were able to transform the space. But we wanted to give a nice community experience for everybody in the area. The transformation just gave us a chance to completely uplift our space, our menu, and then just get the community what they're asking for. We had a lot of feedback from people that they are just missing a nice evening spot in Georgetown.
Yeah, what kind of reaction have you been getting from people coming through the door?
Completely fantastic. Basically, a lot of our customers are so used to the cafe, so when they walk through the door, this is just a 360 transformation, right? Same room, but just the wallpaper, the decor, everything about it. So you kind of get that whimsical, like, when people walk through the room. And then this menu is just so different from the daytime menu. People just don't really expect it, but the feedback has been phenomenal. Everyone's really happy, and I think they like sharing multiple dishes and just getting a taste for everything on the menu. We have some people come in table of 4 and they're ordering 10 things off the menu, right? And everybody gets a couple bites of everything. And again, just having a few beverages, enjoying their night. Feedback's been amazing. So we can't thank everyone enough for coming out to support Stella Circle.
How did you develop this menu and choose what items to put on here?
So just kind of think about what ingredients are available, what's in season, and how best we can kind of showcase Newfoundland and the Atlantic in our menu. So what we will have as well as features, like this weekend we're going to feature maraschino oysters, which are a local oyster. We're coming into lobster seasons now, so we'll have a lobster roll probably next week. So again, just always like uplifting the beautiful things that we can get here.
So much has changed here, but the social enterprise aspect, of course, is still the same.
So the biggest change at this uplist is our participants. So we have a culinary training program here. It's a 12-week program. But now we have the ability to hire some of those culinary students. So recently we had just hired someone as a dishwasher prep cook. So it kind of uplifts our training program that way. Stella Circle also has multiple branches outside of culinary. We have other programs we offer, but it also helps with our food security work. So we do a program called Meal Squared, and that just helps food security. It's an individual meal you can put in the oven, very nutritionally dense. And having things like this and people supporting us in the evening allows us to create more of those meals and help with food security in the community.
Libraries are not well funded in Newfoundland by the provincial government, and things have become very expensive.
Well, it's a big book sale that raises some much needed money for local libraries. On the Go host Chrissy Holmes swings by the AC Hunter Library just ahead.
The complete works of Shakespeare, just one of the many, many, many books here at the AC Hunter Library, where volunteers have been very busy preparing for the big spring sale bonanza. Yvonne is one of them, of course. Yvonne, what is the plan for tomorrow?
Well, tomorrow morning, the doors will open at 9:30. We'll probably have people outside waiting to come in. And all books will be on sale. Adult is $2, children's $1. And at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, they go on half price. But we don't recommend that people wait because so much moves early in the morning, and you'll get your best picks early in the morning.
How many people are you expecting based on past events?
Well, based on the last book sale in November, we had a frantic call from the front desk of the Children's Library to say, you've got 175 people through the door and it's only the first 10 minutes. And we immediately put somebody on the door and had to halt. And then as people left, we let people in. And we did that for about another hour and a half. So it was a very big turnout initially, and we very pleased. We made very good money. As a matter of fact, last year, the Friends of the St. John's Public Libraries put almost $19,000 into the coffers of the libraries for spending on collections and programs.
And why is that so needed and crucial?
Because libraries are not well funded in Newfoundland by the provincial government, and things have become very expensive. And for instance, at the AGM, the board's AGM this week, they talked about how much more expensive an electronic book is now than a paper book, and the fact that they have to make them available. People want them. People can't get to the libraries. People rely on that media now, but people are also taking out their physical book collection has had more circulation last year. So people are going back to the old media as well.
Well, you've got a reputation for having a lot of great books. Can you give us a sense of what's going to be up for sale here?
Yes, we do have a lot of great books. And we thank very much all of those people who've donated to us through the past 6 months. We've got a really big collection of children's materials, and they're being set up down there. So if anybody's into babysitter, there's a whole box of babysitter books, and there's going to be for $1 each.
Babysitter Club?
Babysitter Club, yeah. We have a very large Newfoundland section, and that's always very popular. There's always people here right at the beginning who are Newfoundland book collectors who come in and go through that. Oh, we have a good gardening section. We held all the gardening books in the fall so that we've put them all out now, and there's a good variety there. So that's always this time of year is the time to come. We have a huge fiction section, and that's all here in this room, all alphabetized. We have classics and modern classics. We have sci-fi and fiction separated out into a different area. We have mysteries separated out. But, you know, you just go through it all and browse. And in the other areas of the nonfiction or biography for anybody who's big into that. And we have parenting books, self-help, business, and a lot of history.
Well, Yvonne, I know you're busy. We'll let you get back to work, but thank you so much for telling us about this.
I hope to see everybody here. It's not going to be a gorgeous day tomorrow, so you won't have, be worrying about being out in your garden. So come visit us, come buy books, and stock up on your summer reading.
Some great advice there. Well, St. Pierre and Miquelon will serve as the moody backdrop for a new murder mystery coming to CBC. The announcement was made at an event yesterday in Toronto, revealing its fall and winter television lineup.
In Newfoundland and Labrador, St. Pierre is a big part of our lives. It's there, but it's kind of on the peripheral. We never really think much about it. It's like a French territory in the middle of Canada that's kind of its own world. Completely. You drive for hours and hours and hours through rural Newfoundland, get on a ferry for hours, and go over to this tiny little spot that is its complete own unique identity and existence. So I produced Son of a Critch with Mark and Project 10, And Mark had written an episode of Son of a Critch where, like many Newfoundland schools, you go over for a school trip. I was sitting right next to Mark and Janine, and I was like, oh, this is it. I just had this idea. And then I connected with Robina Lord Stafford, my co-creator and co-showrunner, pitched it to her, and we got to work on this idea of a rebirth for these two characters, Fitz, who I play, Donald Fitzpatrick, inspector with the RNC, Royal Newfoundland Constabulary, and Josephine's character, Geneviève Archambault, or Arch.
It's funny because the only way I knew about Saint-Pierre-et-Miquelon, on TV when they do the forecast and they'd say like it's going to be 20 in Paris and 12 in Saint-Pierre-et-Miquelon. It's the only way I would know Saint-Pierre-et-Miquelon. It's not a really famous place in France, but it's so friendly and the landscapes are beautiful. We had a great time. It was really cold. We were freezing cold. And I saw some screenshots of what we filmed and it looks amazing. Seriously, people are going to be so happy.
Republic of Doyle was certainly more of had a bit more tongue-in-cheek to it, solving crimes as a PI, driving a very inconspicuous 1968 GTO. This is rooted more in sort of a tone of like Broadchurch or Shetland, and but our Canadian version of that, and it is a crime of the week, but it's rooted in real truth, and it's about our dynamic, these two people who are lost in their own ways and didn't realize that they needed each other all along to sort of complete the puzzle for their own personal lives and their professional career. I really hope people dig it. I think it's certainly something different than I've ever been a part of creatively, and I feel like it's something new yet familiar for a Canadian audience, and I really hope people are into it.
Well, a heavy metal band is set to perform in St. John's tonight. Now, you may not know them, but they have a big following in their home country of Bangladesh. Artsal has been playing together for more than 2 decades, and they're on a cross-country tour. The group dropped by the CBC radio studio ahead of tonight's show at the Lantern. It's their first stop in Atlantic Canada.
I think a lot of listeners here might not associate Bangladesh with progressive rock or hard rock. Tell me a little bit about the scene in Bangladesh.
Well, there are a lot of people over there in Bangladesh who likes this kind of genre, and they like us. They like our performance, and we are enjoying the time. We're creating music, and we'd like to share this with many more, so that people can understand, go through this kind of nourishment of this rock.
This is the first time Artsal is touring Canada, first time for all of us here. We're doing 8 cities, 9 concerts. It's been excellent so far. The crowd's been awesome, and we're expecting the same here in St. John's.
Some guy reached out to our Facebook, and he's a Bangladeshi, lives here. He has a Bangladeshi restaurant here, and he was like, "You're coming to St. John's. Do you know this has 1,000, 1,500 Bangladeshis?" As per him, now it's 3,000. I hear, and 90% of them are students, and these guys are crazy fans of yours that they're trying to bring you in, and it seems almost half of the students will go to see you.
In our country, they know us, they see us every time. All the Bangladeshi people are enjoying, but over that, my expectation is something else, like people from other communities, like Canadian or like from other parts of this world, those are living over, immigrants or the natives over here. How they take our song, how they treat our psychology is going through the music to them. How do they feel? Do they feel something or what? Not. I'm seeing that. I'm feeling much more energy inside, and I want to give them much more energy. So you don't understand the language, but you understand the vibration of the music. So enjoy, 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 and enjoy.
Wow, what a surprise today. Health Minister Tom Osborne, the province's longest-serving MHA, announced his retirement today. This after 28 years in the legislature, representing both the PCs and Liberal parties. Back in 1996, our CBC cameras followed along as Osborne knocked on doors on his first ever campaign. It was a story about the second generation of politicians. Osborne's father was a former city councillor. We dipped into the Here and Now archives to bring you this blast from elections past.
Well, I'll be honest with you, I'm on the other side.
Okay.
So is his family. But it was nice meeting you.
It's really nice
Good luck in the running.
It may be his first campaign, but Tory candidate Tom Osborne is more than used to the downs and ups of politics.
God, boy, I tease you all the time at the table now, and I never thought I'd ever get this close. Look this
He's
way,
been
I'll
steeped in it since he was a baby.
My God, buddy.
Well, I'm Tom Osborne. I'm running for the PCs. I was raised in campaign headquarters, playpen and so on. So I think it's in the blood.
It runs in the family. His father, Tom, was a St. John's city councillor for years, and his mother has been working with the Tories since the 60s. She's also his campaign manager.
I always get campaign fever whenever there's a campaign, and as you can tell, my whole family is here.
I'm under no illusions. I mean, that's part of the deal.
Ian Carter's another Tory who knows what it means to live in a politician's family. His father, John Carter, was a long-time MHA for the Tories in St. John's North. Now, he's his son's campaign manager.
For me, I grew up in a very political environment. I mean, I have very, very strong memories of the 1971 election. I was only 10, but it was a very electric atmosphere. It was the end of the Smallwood era. And I remember my father that night said to me, you should remember as much as you can about the night, because it's going to be history in the making here. So I did, and I still remember it.
And both Carter and Osborne know the price politicians' families pay.
For some people who get involved in politics, they may not be aware of what they're getting into. I knew full well what I was getting into.
I'm aware that you get calls 2 o'clock in the morning and you've got to get up from your Sunday dinner and go out and help people. But that's part of the process.
One family tradition that both are now trying to keep up is winning an election. For CBC News, I'm Russell Wongerski in St. John's.
Well, it's Friday, so let's find out who's celebrating. Happy anniversary to Mary and Joseph Whiffen of Goobies, who are celebrating their 55th anniversary today. Anniversary greetings going out to Harvey and Teffy Roberts of Triton, who are celebrating their 58th anniversary. Happy 62nd anniversary to Mondella and Freeman Brown of Arnold's Cove. Congratulations to Conrad and Patricia Davis from Pollard's Point, White Bay, on their 61st anniversary. Wishing Emmanuel and Bernice Edwards of Lawn a happy golden anniversary tomorrow. Happy 54th anniversary to Ephraim and Joan Pittman from Sops Arm. Happy 67th anniversary tomorrow to Adrian and Bernadette Power of Chapelarm. Tom and Judy Compton of Clark's Beach are marking 50 years together. Congratulations. Happy 58th anniversary to Len and Greta Fennell of Plate Cove. Congratulations to Job and Roberta Edmonds, who are celebrating 60 years of marriage. They're from Postville. Wishing Mac and Ada Rideout of Upper Gullies a happy 57th anniversary. Happy 63rd anniversary to Ivy and Ray Clark of 80 Town. Best wishes to Melvin and Marg of Trinity, Bonavista Bay on their 50th anniversary. Now to some birthdays. Happy 91st birthday to Jane Riggs of Fortune. Wishing Hazel Peach from Corner Brook a happy belated birthday. Hazel turned 90 on May 15th. Sending birthday wishes to Mary Cossett of Corner Brook on her 94th birthday. Best wishes to Richard Tracy from Stephenville, who celebrated his 90th birthday yesterday. Happy birthday to Florence Blunden, who turns 94 tomorrow. She's in Clarenville. Birthday greetings going out to Frances Hurley of Badger. She'll turn 98 tomorrow. Happy birthday to Mabel LeDrew, who's celebrating her 95th birthday this Sunday. Wishing Hazel Ringer a happy 97th birthday in Labrador City. Happy 98th birthday to Mita Shirley. We're told she is a remarkable soul with a timeless spirit. Birthday greetings going out to Andrew Rousel of Leading Tickles, who's celebrating his 97th birthday in Botwood. Best wishes to Alice Kavanagh of Calvert, who will turn 93 on Sunday. Happy 95th birthday to Jim Dix of Harbour Grace, who loves getting together with family and friends for a song or two. Happy 90th birthday this Sunday to Stephen Gregory, living in Paradise. And we're ending with a special shout out to this little cutie. Tater Chalk is celebrating an impressive 20th birthday on Saturday. So why does the screen say 96? Well, 20 is supposed to be the equivalent of 96 in human years. And Tater's people are planning a special birthday party for her. And Tater, some advice, go easy on the catnip. You're not as young as you used to be. Oh, we couldn't resist.
I love that.
20 years old, though. That seems pretty old for a cat.
Go easy on the catnip. That was a good one. Yeah, that's pretty nice. That's beautiful.
Yeah. A bit of fun for a Friday.
Yeah.
So looking at the forecast, you were saying that it might have some decent spots tomorrow. But as we get into the work week next week in the long range, are things looking up?
It does, actually. It looks pretty decent. Nice stretch of weather there. Hopefully, once this area of low pressure gets out of here. Let's take a look at what's going on. So this is our weather maker, really has been our weather maker for the past couple of days. So it's going to stick around at least the first half of Sunday. Most of us will be seeing the chance of some showers, maybe even some snow for the northern peninsula, particularly in the higher elevations and southeastern portions of Labrador. Now, into the afternoon, this should dry out as this area of low pressure pulls that moisture with it. Still going to be an onshore flow, though, so that does mean the return of some cooler temperatures through the afternoon. Most of us saying dry, except for the northern peninsula, where you could see some showers or maybe even some flurries there as well. So overall, daytime highs will be much cooler on Sunday than they are on Saturday, anywhere from about 5 to 9 degrees. A little warmer to the west and the south. You're in that offshore flow, so you will enjoy some warmer temperatures and maybe even a few peaks of sun in the mix. Weather definitely improving up across the Big Land. 9 degrees in Nain, 13 in Happy Valley, Goose Bay, and Cartwright. You should sit around 6 degrees through the day. Now into Monday, ridge of high pressure starts to dominate the weather picture. So Labrador looking beautiful. We may see some clouds for the first half of the day on Monday, but as we head into the afternoon and evening, things should clear out quite nicely. Again, it will completely depend on the way the winds are blowing, but at this point, looking like it'll be pretty decent. Now, temperatures for Monday along the northeast coast may stay a bit cool, 9, 10 degrees through the day. Central, western portion, well, really all across the rest of the island, looking at temperatures between 10 and 15 and really warming up nicely up across Labrador. 12 to 18 degrees will be your daytime high for your Monday. Long range forecast, see, temperatures nice, not too bad. 16 for Tuesday. Wednesday, although looking a bit rainy, should hit about 18 degrees. We could flirt with 20, really. And then for central Newfoundland, you're looking at a nice day on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday look a bit wet. But yeah, those temperatures are certainly warming up. Same thing for western Newfoundland, between 14 to 17 degrees. Up across Labrador, you're looking at similar temperatures into the teens. Clearing on Wednesday, though. Your daytime high should reach around 12 degrees. And then sitting anywhere from 13 to 16 for western Labrador. Showers will return for your Wednesday. We've been talking a lot about icebergs lately, and there's some beauties out there. This is Notre Dame Bay there. Joanne shared this great shot. I love this photo. You can see the marks in the iceberg, and it's just a great shot. Thank you so much for that. If you have any other photos, send them to nlphotos@cbc.ca.
It's a real turquoise color in that photo.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing how there are lots of icebergs in some areas and not so much in other areas.
Yeah.
So hopefully the love gets spread around.
Just literally the way the wind blows.
That's right. And the sea ice, as we've learned.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. All right. Well, that is it for us on this Friday evening. Hope you have a wonderful weekend.
Good night.